Well, we're back for the 2016 ANJC Fall Summit at the Hyatt, right here in New Brunswick. It's going to be a great summit. A lot of good speakers, everything from philosophy and science through technique and nutrition. We have Steve Weatherford to come down, a NFL championship Super Bowl winner with the Giants, and a whole ballroom of vendors bringing the greatest and newest innovations for healthcare for our members. Come on, let's go inside and see what we can find.
This year, when the committee convened to discuss the recipients of this year's Chiropractor of the Year Award, there was no doubt who would be a nominee. Several of the members had sent the committee this doctor's name for consideration. For a year and a half, the ANJC operated without an executive director. This left a huge void, placing an additional burden on the ANJC leadership as well as in headquarters. This person excelled in meeting the challenges while at the same time continuing other tasks already on a full plate. This person received recognition earlier in this section, and rightly so shall be giving our highest acknowledgement of appreciation. This person has been an ANJC member since its inception, has been a member of the Southern Regional Board since 2009, has been a member of the ANJC State Board since 2009, has been our PR chair since joining the ANJC State Board, and has served as Vice President from 2011 to 2014, and is our immediate past President, Dr. Mike Kirk.
Take a look at this room right here. It's because of you guys. This is why this association is successful as it is. The last year and a half, 2 years went like this, and it was certainly a challenge without an executive director, but I'll tell you what, this organization did not skip a beat. We had a solid membership base. The team at headquarters, phenomenal job. The board members, outstanding. I mean, second to none. Thank you to our sponsors for their continued sponsorship. Phenomenal job. So that was then, but now going into the forward, we can really focus in on getting back to work and some serious work. And our incoming president, who is no stranger to any of you and to the chiropractic profession, has a stellar track record. So I'd like to welcome Dr. Steve Clark to the stage to address you for this.
As you see, the theme of the summit this weekend is teamwork. We've got the football theme, we've got headquarters theme, but really it starts with all of us. You talk about board of directors being a team, but it's really the membership that's a team. Because without the membership supporting us for all the efforts we do, we just can't get it done. When we ask you to do a mailing, or we ask you to do an email, or sign on to things, people respond in big numbers. On every level, we've been trying to protect our profession. As you know, just about every day we're attacked. This past week was not a good week for chiropractic in the press, but right away we responded, and we're going to continue to respond on this issue. So being an ANJC member is a vital part of being part of the overall team. You may not think you're involved in some way or another, but just being a member and being here at the summit means so much to the organization and the entire country, because they are watching us on so many different levels.
Dr. Steve Clark is the incoming president of the ANJC. Steve, you've been around a long time. You've been on all sorts of committees. You were essential in getting our scope bill practiced when you were president previously. Where do you see us going moving forward?
Don, I think there's going to be an explosion of chiropractic. We've got a major opioid problem in the United States right now. Everybody is talking about that. Medical doctors are being restricted on how they should be administering opioids. We've got chiropractic care that's probably the #1 pain reliever without medication, amongst other things. And so I think chiropractic is going to take off in the next few years and beyond that. I think there's great potential for the program for chiropractic here and throughout the country.
Now, in New Jersey, we've had, I believe, 6 bills passed in the last few years. Do we have anything else in the hamper coming forward?
Well, we've had, with all due respect, we've had 3 bills in the past 6 years. Very good.
Backwards.
However,
Hey, I'm a doctor. I'm not an accountant. Give me a break.
we hadn't had a bill done in about 56 years, and we've gotten 3 bills done. So the legislators now are seeing that chiropractors are a viable force in New Jersey. They see us as a major integral part of the healthcare paradigm out there. And so many of the legislators are patients of ours, and that's a good thing too. So we're seeing a lot of athletes. We're treating students down at Rutgers, at all the major colleges. All the professional football teams have chiropractors. So this is just an explosion of chiropractic that people haven't seen in many, many years.
And what about the wellness paradigm? Is the ANJC looking into promoting the wellness paradigm as well?
Well, chiropractic is a natural healthcare profession. We don't do drugs, we don't do surgery, so we're a perfect fit for that wellness paradigm. We're specialists with nutrition. We work with all kinds of nutritional aspects. We work with the body to heal, but basically heal without medication, without drugs, to get people healthier on their own, let their body do the work.
Sounds like a plan, and as our members know, we have the Nutrition Council, the Technique Council, the Rehab Council, to really hone up those clinical skills to provide that to their patients.
Yeah, and our doctors, you're absolutely right, but our doctors are well trained, and here we are at the ANJC Summit, they're being trained right now. Our law requires they have to have 2 credits of nutrition every several years. Nobody else has that requirement, and so that's a good thing. Our doctors are always upgrading their education. This is something very good. This is really a strong profession and growing, and people are going to be healthier for it.
There you go. Things to look forward to in New Jersey. Chiropractic, perfect together. With Steve Clark, I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio. Dr. Mike Kirk's with me now, and past president of the ANJC, longtime board member, longtime regional member. Mike, that's a lot of time and effort as a volunteer. Why did you get involved with the ANJC for those years?
Well, I saw it as an opportunity to give back to a profession that's given so much to me and my family. I look at it this way: you can either give your time, money, or both, and I chose to give all 3. It's very rewarding. You get to shape the future of the profession, and we see where it goes from there. So highly suggested you get involved in some capacity, your time, your money, or however you can. Every little bit helps.
Well, we appreciate it. Now, as we look forward, chiropractic in New Jersey, what do you see going on?
Well, chiropractic in New Jersey is stronger than it ever has been. I see it just becoming the essentialization of chiropractic care, where our organization is essentially putting chiropractic at the forefront. So when people think about healthcare, they're going to think about the ANJC and our members.
And what about the people who are out there that need a little bit of incentive to get involved? How else are you going to light the fire under their feet?
Ooh, that's a good question, Don. I just encourage them to give back to a profession that hopefully has been treating them very well, and be able to help shape the future, as I said. Yeah.
Mike, it sounds like a plan. Thank you very much for your years of service, and we look forward to letting you sit in the back of the meeting next time. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio with Dr. Mike Kirk. Thanks for tuning in. We have a great presence in Trenton with the ANJC, and one of the people behind that is Dr. Rich Fellows. Rich, you're chairman of the ANJC PAC. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the Political Action Committee is an autonomous associated body to the ANJC. We raise money and contribute money to statewide office holders and candidates who support the interests of chiropractors in the ANJC.
But again, it's autonomous, so getting involved with the PAC is necessarily different than our annual dues.
Yeah, it is. That's right. No one who serves on the PAC committee serves on the ANJC board, and all contributions to the PAC are separate and distinct from dues.
So there you go. Sounds pretty straightforward. Support the PAC, support chiropractic in New Jersey. Dr. Fellows, thank you.
Thanks.
one of the excellent speakers we had at the ANJC 2016 Summit was Dr. Dan Sullivan from Atlanta. And Dan, you had a really excellent presentation, which I found very novel. It was about how the spine, and as chiropractic doctors, it helps lots of parts of the body, but we treat it differently as different doctors have different techniques. Can you explain that, please?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I've been trying to do with the profession is trying to get them, and myself and all of us, to understand why is it our adjustment influences so many aspects of human performance. We know, through the 120 years. So the reality is this: we know that the science backs up that there is an intimate, I always use the word intimate relationship between the spine and your autonomic nervous system that cannot be denied in any sense of, research or literature. And so knowing that relationship will help us as doctors, I believe, so that we can better communicate our message as the benefits to the lay people and ultimately in our practices.
Now, when you say the autonomic nervous system for some of our non-professional viewers, what do you mean?
Yeah, so essentially, the brain, the spinal cord, and all the nerves. And so most people are familiar with autonomic, where it's like your heart, your lungs, these things that work on their own without us having to think about it. That's the autonomic system. So we know the back, or of all things, the back, your spine, our spine, is directly related to all the autonomic function through the brain. And that's the cool part, is we're seeing through the best evidence that a chiropractic adjustment significantly influences the brain.
So how come when a patient uses a doctor that uses Gonstead or Cox or Thompson or upper cervical, all these different techniques in chiropractic, how come they all work?
Two things, because they're all addressing two major things: alignment and movement. And arguably the movement is actually the more important component with the research, but alignment and movement. Every single technique, no matter which one it is. And so because we address those, we have that huge change, and ultimately the benefits come from that.
Now, when you're adjusting alignment and movement, where do the nerves come in?
Well, the nerves come in is because the spine is actually more of what we're finding out is the spine is more like an organ, because it's loaded with neurons, these mechanoreceptors, muscle spindles, Golgi tendon organs, all these big words that simply mean this: the spine is surrounded with a bunch of nerves, not just the ones that come between the spine and the holes, but actually the spine itself, through the muscles, ligaments, joints, and discs, all are loaded. So anytime we address that spine, we're addressing those neurons, we're addressing the brain, and ultimately the function.
So the bottom line is we're working on the spine, but we're really impacting the brain.
I say it's all about the brain. Yep.
There you go, Dr. Dan Sullivan. It's all about the brain when you take that chiropractic adjustment on your back.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity to spend some time with you today, and not that you don't know it, but I'd like to acknowledge you all for doing what it is that you do and enabling people like me to chase their dreams and the ability to live a higher quality of life.
I'm here now with Steve Weatherford, a NFL Super Bowl champion and a 10-year veteran of the NFL. Steve, you've been a strong advocate of chiropractic for yourself in prevention of injuries in the NFL, and I think that's fantastic. But now you're out of the NFL. You're married, you got 4 kids right now, hopefully more on the way, but we'll talk to your wife about that. But where does chiropractic fit into your life now that you're not a professional athlete?
Well, I mean, for me, chiropractic care is so much more than maximizing my potential as an athlete and preventing injury. For me, it's, I've made this a part of my children's lives. We're getting weekly adjustments. We actually have a chiropractor that comes to the house, and will constantly look at their bodies, how their bodies are functioning, and eliminate any problems that may come up in the future. And I just think it's good for the central nervous system. My wife loves it, my 4 kids love it, and the reason that I believe so strongly in the benefits of it is I've benefited from the benefits as an athlete, but it also maximizes my ability to be the best dad that I can be, to be the best husband I can be, as an entrepreneur, as an athlete. Anything that I'm doing with my body during a typical day is going to be better because I am less focused on what's bothering me because of the chiropractic care that I've received. So you know, for anybody who's looking to maximize or optimize their ability in a certain day, it doesn't matter if you're a professional athlete or, you know, if you're sitting at a desk all day, the less you have to think about how your body is functioning, the more ability your body has to function.
Sounds like a good idea to me, and chiropractic could be just what the doctor orders to keep you healthy. Steve, thanks for your time today.
I appreciate it.